So in the past couple of days, I came across this clip from former NFL quarterback Alex Smith. I think it's on ESPN. It was posted by Lambeau Leapers, which is a great Packers Instagram account. I bet lots of you guys follow them over there. But he posted this short clip from Alex Smith on ESPN. I believe it's ESPN, where he gives his thoughts on Jordan Love. And so I want to play it for you here right now. And I would have to say I agree with most of what he has to say. So here's Alex Smith.
This is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. We're not talking about potential. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's battled both injuries this year. Sal mentioned. Listen, last year, right? This was a red-hot team going to the playoffs. They were a play away from beating the Niners in the playoffs. Week 10, through 10 weeks last season, 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, with a 59% completion percentage. This year, through 10 weeks, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, with a 61% completion percentage. He's actually playing better. By the way, Jared Goff, who's played every single game this season, only has 16 touchdown passes. He's got a higher QBR than Goff and CJ Stroud. I think we are making a big deal out of nothing. This team has the capability to win a championship. Do not make him a game manager. Right? Listen, I'm the president of that club. I'm not accepting his application.
Okay.
Keep your foot on the gas.
All
this
right.
guy is a monster, full steam ahead. This is one of the best quarterbacks.
Okay, so I would have to agree with Alex Smith. And I think the important thing that he brought up is the injuries that Jordan Love has had to play through this season. First off, the MCL sprain, which made him miss a couple games. Malik Willis plays. And when he came back, it took a few games for him to really look like he was operating at a normal level. The first couple games back, you could tell that injury was holding him back. He wasn't able to throw the ball exactly the same because his legs were, his MCL was still not fully healthy. And then after that, then having the groin injury, and that clearly messed him up for a couple games as well. And I think that when we started to see him get healthy, like against the Cardinals a month or so back, and now this past week against the Bears, when Jordan Love has been healthy, he has played some top-tier football. And so I think the thing is, Jordan Love, if we want to see him play at a top-tier level, needs to stay healthy. And even with those injuries, he has still been at the top of the NFL in a lot of categories. 4th in touchdown passes per game at 2 per game. 5th in passing yards per game at 260. And then 6th in touchdown percentage, so percentage of passes that are touchdowns. Now he is 1st in interceptions per game and 30th in completion percentage. So it hasn't been all good. There's no doubt about that. But I do think that injuries have been one of the factors that have sort of hurt him a little bit. Am I saying that the injuries are all the reasons for his interceptions? Definitely not. But I do think that we've seen Jordan Love play better overall when he hasn't been limping around on the field, which has happened a lot of different games. And I think the biggest issue with him has been the interceptions and has been the completion percentage. But I still think when you look at some of these deeper numbers like turnover-worthy play percentage, which I have brought up in the past few weeks, according to PFF, they have turnover-worthy play, a stat called turnover-worthy play. So let's say someone throws a ball, a quarterback throws a ball, it hits the cornerback's hands and the ball drops. That's not going to show up on the box score, but that is technically a turnover-worthy play. And when we look at these numbers, Jordan Love is 14th in turnover-worthy play percentage at 3.7%. So pretty average around the NFL. And so considering he's been top tier in touchdowns, passing yards, touchdown percentage, I don't think it's that big a deal that when it comes to his turnovers, I think in the long run, these numbers are going to sort of flatten out a little bit because right now he has 11 turnover-worthy plays and 11 interceptions. And if you just look through these stats on PFF, so many of these quarterbacks have a lot of turnover-worthy plays, but their interceptions are way lower. And so I think it's just the luck of the draw. Unfortunately, pretty much every turnover-worthy ball Love has thrown has been intercepted. If we look at Baker Mayfield, he has 15 turnover-worthy plays, only 9 interceptions. Matthew Stafford has 14 turnover-worthy plays, only 7 interceptions. So there's a lot of luck involved here. And I think in the long run, after a couple seasons, these numbers do sort of iron out to where people typically, have probably a similar type the interceptions to turnover-worthy plays. And so that's why I'm just thinking that I don't think it's the biggest deal ever. He does need to clean it up. He threw a pick last week. It wasn't a bad decision. He just somehow overthrew Tucker Kraft. And so I'm not saying that he doesn't need to clean that up. He does. But I don't think he's really one of the worst in the league in that area. I think that he's just gotten a little bit unlucky with how many have been, fully ended up in turnovers. If we look at Jalen Hurts, he only has 5 interceptions, but he has 6 more turnover-worthy plays than Jordan Love. So I think sometimes in the short term, these numbers can maybe not paint the whole picture. And so I think that the rest of the season, hopefully we see these numbers sort of even out to where every turnover-worthy play doesn't end up being intercepted. But I think when you look at Jordan Love when he's healthy, when you look at his talent, his athleticism, what he can do, I mean, against the Bears, the Packers only had, I think it was 7 drives because the Bears were just running the ball. They were, really controlling the time of possession. And the Packers still were, for a majority of the day, easily moving the ball on the Bears defense, who have one of the better defenses in the NFL. I think going into the game, they had the 7th best scoring defense in the NFL. And so the Packers offense, I think, played really well against the Bears. 3 for 5 in the red zone. There were a couple of mistakes in the red zone. But all in all, I thought it was a very productive day for Jordan Love. I think he had 15 yards per pass attempt. Christian Watson was going crazy. Jordan Love was playing really well. They only had 5 third downs the whole game. They weren't good on third down, 1 for 5. But to only have 5, I mean, they were consistently moving the ball first down, second down. And so I do think that with Love fully healthy, if he doesn't suffer any other kind of injury that sets him back where he's sort of having to limp around the field, I think we're going to see a more productive, better Jordan Love than we've seen lots of these games where he has dealt with these different injuries. And so I do agree with Alex Smith. I do believe that he is one of the best QBs in the NFL. I still believe this. I had been concerned about the interceptions, but I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. And considering how good he's been in other areas and what he's shown and the Packers offense has shown, I think that it's going to be fine come season's end. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you want more Packers content, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.